Hey guys, before this video gets started, throughout multiple points in the video you're going to see annotations to skip forward over some of the explanations for things. I would recommend that you do watch through the explanations so you can understand how DDoSing works and how VPNs work. But if you don't care much for that, then feel free to skip over it. But anyway guys, enjoy the video. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Dev here, and first of all, I'd like to apologize. I have been away for quite a while, but I have come back now. And as you guys can probably tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can identify a DDoS attack and how you can prevent future DDoS attacks. So first of all, you're probably asking yourself, what is a DDoS attack? And I'm just going to illustrate it for you. Now, if you guys don't actually care about this part, then I will have an annotation to link you how you can prevent DDoS attacks if you already know that you are being DDoSed. But if you don't know, I definitely recommend checking this out because sometimes people get a bit confused as to what it is, and there are multiple different things that could be affecting your internet connection. So imagine this computer down here is you, right? This is you. You're a bit happier there. And imagine this is someone who is DDoSing you. And they're going to be unhappy. So pretty much what's happened is you've given out your IP address to this guy. And they have got your IP address, which is the IP address of your router. And they've said, right, I'm going to DDoS you. So they plug in your IP address to whatever they're using to DDoS you. And then they're sending a bunch of packets, which are just useless bits of information, to your router. And if their internet connection is greater than yours, so let's say you have a 10 megabyte per second internet and they've got a 1 gigabyte per second internet, your internet is going to go down. Now, if it's the opposite way around and you've got a 1 gigabyte per second internet and they've got a 10 megabyte per second internet, then you're barely going to notice it because their internet has to be bigger for it to take an effect on yours. So that is essentially what a DDoS is. So how can you know if you are actually being DDoSed? The first thing to do and the most obvious is to restart your router. There could be an issue with your router that could be affecting it, and the router is basically the little box that has a bunch of cables going in the back of it. It's sort of hard to explain. You guys should know what a router is. So if you've restarted your router and your internet is still down for whatever reason, or it's really slow, you should check your ISP's website to see if there is anything in the area that is affecting it. So, for example, I'm with Telstra. So if I typed up Telstra server status, then pretty much all you have to do is enter in your suburb or wherever you live, and it will give you all the information about any current scheduled maintenances or any actual downtime in your area. You can also ring your ISP if they do not have this type of service available to you. Now, if they say everything's fine in your area, then the last thing you can do is restart your router for longer, so say for a minute to 2 minutes, and if that does not work, then chances are you're being DDoSed. So how could have someone gotten your IP address in the first place? Well, if you use Skype, it is a peer-to-peer platform, which means that your IP address is being put out there. And if you watched my other DDoS video, you would know that it's actually quite easy to grab someone's IP address from that. Also, if you connect to, say you play Minecraft or you play any other sort of games, if you connect to someone's server, usually they log your IP address, or they do something with your IP address that would allow them to capture it and DDoS you. There's also other various ways, so if you have a modded Xbox 360 or things like that, people can capture your IP address for peer-to-peer games like Call of Duty or other games, but that's sort of getting into the specifics. There are many ways that someone could have gotten your IP address, but those are the most common. So how exactly can I prevent my IP address from getting out there? Well, that is very easy. It's something called a VPN. Now, a VPN, also commonly known as a virtual private network, is pretty much a middleman. Let me just go ahead and get rid of this. But a VPN is a middleman that sits in between you and anything that you're connecting to, whether it be a website or a game server or whatever. So we'll have this here as the VPN, and this is you down here. So I'll use the faces again, why not? This is your VPN, he's just gonna sit there, and this is the attacker, he's not happy. So what happens is you give this guy, the VPN, your IP address, and then the VPN's going to go, right, well, I can see your IP address. I've seen the packets, I've seen where you want them to go, so I'll take them for you, and then I myself will send them out to the person. And the really good thing about this, and the reason that will prevent you from being DDoSed, is that instead of your IP address showing up to the attacker, the VPN's IP address will show up to the attacker. So if they try to DDoS you, instead of them DDoSing you like that, they'd just be DDoSing the VPN, and the VPN won't forward that back to you. They will take the blow of the attack. So you could be asking yourself, couldn't the attacker just knock out the VPN? Chances are no, unless it was a major attack. VPNs spend a lot of money, in fact pretty much all their money, on their network size and how much they can handle. And even if this guy did get knocked out the VPN, you could just connect to a different VPN located in a different spot. So that is what a VPN is. Now, how can a VPN help you? Like I've said already, they can stop any DDoSing attacks. You don't have to worry about your Skype or Xbox Live or anything like that, because you will be protected by the VPN. So there are multiple ways, and you've probably heard of VPNs before. There are both paid and free VPNs. Now, I'm going to be recommending you guys 2 paid VPNs, and the reason why I'm doing this is very important. So to illustrate this purpose, we're going to go to YouTube, and the first thing that you'll probably see in the address bar is this little green lock. And this little green lock is pretty much stands for SSL. And SSL is a way of encrypting packets. So if I were to sign into YouTube, whatever I was sending to YouTube, the packets of the data that I've just inputted would be encrypted through SSL. And YouTube has the public-private keys, and they'd be able to decrypt that information and process the login. So the problem with free VPNs is that when you send out that data, if it is not encrypted, they could easily view it, and they could easily get access to your username, passwords, banking information, whatever have it, if the website is not SSL secured. And even if the website isn't SSL secured and they do encrypt your things, it is still very easy for them to decrypt packets and do various things like that. I'm not going to get into the technicality of it, but it is quite dangerous to use VPNs, free VPNs, sorry. Now, you guys probably would have heard some advertisements for free VPNs, and while there are good ones such as TunnelBear, they are usually very restrictive, so they only give you 1 GB a month, and if you're using a VPN on a common basis to prevent DDoSing, then you're going to need much more than 1 GB. So I've got a link to 2 VPNs in the description below. Make sure you check them both out. The cost is $10 a month. Now that might sound like a lot, but to be honest with you, it's a couple of lunches, a couple of breakfasts worth of money. It's probably as much as you pay for a cheap subscription to something. It is definitely worth it. Not only are you protecting your IP address, but you're also protecting all your information. So this particular IPVanish VPN, it's really good. I've used it for a long time. They don't restrict you in the amount. We can scroll down here. You can access it on Mac, iOS, Windows, or whatever have you, Android. It's available for pretty much any device. It's one of the fastest VPNs I've ever used. So if you're streaming things like Netflix, you're not going to notice any slowdown. So unlimited bandwidth, so you don't have to worry about running out of data. Whereas with the free VPN, you'd be worrying about speed and data, 2 of the worst things to have to be bad in a VPN. And this VPN will also encrypt your packets. And so these 2 things here are the most important things. So packet encryption is pretty much they will doubly secure your information. And then the 0 traffic logs. This is important because if a free VPN were to have traffic logs, which many do, they could easily capture the data that you're sending, the packets that you're sending, which could be username, passwords, credit card informations, whatever that might be. So this VPN is really good. All you have to do is go to the link in the description below, click Start Now, and then you just have to sign up. It's quite cheap, $10 a month, and you can buy a year package, which is $78. Really, that is not that much. So even if 3 months, even if that's what you want, only for 3 months, $27. It's really not that much for getting what you're getting. And there's a 77-day money-back guarantee if you guys aren't happy with the service that you've been provided. Now, if you're someone who is purely using this for streaming or circumventing country blocks, so for example, if you're in Australia and you want to watch an American Netflix or anything like that, Overplay VPN is probably the best for that. This is more centered towards streaming. This one can be used for streaming and it's really good for it, but this one is probably more focused on it. So you're going to go ahead and get the Smart DNS Plus VPN, and again, there's a link to this in the description below. So all you have to do is click sign up now, and it's going to go ahead and take you to the sign up page. And now this one is a little bit cheaper. It's like 5 cents cheaper, but overall it comes out, I think, cheaper anyway. If you buy in 1 month, it's cheaper, but if you buy in 12 months, it's not cheaper. So I'd probably recommend going with IPVanish, but it's honestly up to you guys. So I've told you guys the dangers of using a free VPN, and for that reason, I'm not going to have one in the description. You guys can get a free one. Like I've said, I would not recommend it at all. It is quite dangerous to be using a free VPN, but it's honestly up to you guys. It's your data, and you can give it to whoever you want. So if you guys have any questions or concerns, please leave a comment in the comment section below. I'm going to have a new video up that is going to be my updated DDoS/counter DDoS video, and I'm going to be making a ton of videos on techie related things, so you guys can look forward to that. If you have any ideas for what you want to see, feel free to post them in the description below. And thank you guys for watching.